Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is discuss a variety of topics that hopefully bring enlightenment to personal challenges and emotional state and coaching related topics. If you are looking for a coach, I am accepting new clients. So if you're looking for business, life, relationship, or creativity and entertainment coaching, please feel free to reach out. There's two ways to do that. The first is through Twitter. The second is, and Twitter is at PO Perception. The second is through the About Me section of this YouTube page. You can go there, and on there is my website. You can go there and set up a consultation, and we can set up something. I want to help as many people as we can in 2021 and beyond. And the only way to do that, or the best way to do that, is to get the word out and do some really cool things. Hopefully, that is beneficial to everyone, and would love to be of service to you. Today, we're going to talk about a growth mindset. What is a growth mindset? How do you know if you have one? How do you develop one? And what is it that you need to do in order to make yourself more growth minded? At the end of the day, a growth mindset is more about looking at the world through an opportunity to constantly move forward. One of the things that I'm so excited about when I look at my own life and development is a mentor of mine who I met probably, 15, 16 years ago now. Just said one single line to me that stuck with me all these years later. He said, "The minute I stop learning, I need to retire the next day." And this is a guy who'd been in entertainment for 50 years at this point. So it's not like he was speaking, without knowledge. And so to hear that from someone who'd been all over the world and done amazing things and performed in front of millions of people was really interesting. So, what is a growth mindset? First of all, a growth mindset is a person who's willing to take on personal challenges. Your focus in life isn't necessarily comfort. Not that you don't want to be comfortable. Of course, we all want to be as comfortable as we can be, emotionally, mentally, relationally, and all of that. But the reality of moving towards challenging oneself with new opportunities and ways to grow and ways to learn and ways to impact the world. A person who has a challenge mindset sees their ability to leave a legacy and create a legacy through taking on new challenges. And so a person who is growth minded is about the challenge, is about kind of the problem solving aspect. A person who is more fixed minded is like, nope, this is the way things are. Shades of gray don't matter. Problem solving, it should be kept to a minimum. I want my life to be as comfortable as possible. Now, there's no problem with living that way, except it's going to be less fulfilling than a person who is interested in a more growth-related mindset. The next thing is the passion for helping others and making an impact on the life of others is at the center. The growth mindset is one that says, I can make a difference. Every day, in every way, through every moment, through every interaction, there is a potential for me to make a difference. The fixed mindset is to keep one's circle and influence smaller and kind of, stay comfortable and kind of get into a routine and to, nurture those smaller, more nuclear relationships. The growth mindset is to say, I want to make as big an influence on this planet as I possibly can. Now imagine if everyone had, or almost everyone had, a growth mindset. Imagine how the interlinking of that desire to help each other on a daily basis would change the planet for the greatest possible good and positivity if everyone took even 15 minutes a day to help someone else on purpose, preferably a stranger, so they could exchange or expand their sphere of influence into even a wider berth. The next is they're willing to learn. A fixed-minded person says there's nothing left for me to learn, I know all I need to know. The smarter people in the world, your entrepreneurs, your people that are millionaires and billionaires, your people that are inventors, your people that are at the top of their field professionally and or personally, your athletes, they all realize that even if you think you're at the top of what you can do, there's still something to learn in what you're doing. There's still something to learn in how you're viewing the world. There's still a way to grow when you are there. And it's funny, I have clients that are in the entertainment industry. I have clients that are professional athletes, and they talk about looking for ways to learn from others, even when they think they're in the prime of their careers or their vocations or the things they want to accomplish. They're passionate about the act of learning because they understand that the world is expanding even when they're not. And if you stop expanding, you will eventually, it may take a couple of months, it may take a couple of years, but you will eventually be left behind. The next thing is they'll put in the time and maybe even put in more than average time. So these are the individuals that study what is working for others and they study it consistently, and maybe they put in overtime. Maybe they come home after work and they read a self-help book. Maybe they attend a seminar on their one weekend off. Maybe they have conversations with a mentor at 11 at night because it's the only time available. They're willing to go the extra mile and they're willing to maximize the use of their time at any given opportunity, not because they want to be special, not because they're better than others, but because the desire to expand and grow is one of their most motivating factors. The next thing is they study people that are above them, that have achieved more than they have, and they avoid people who are comfortable staying at mediocrity. Now, can be a controversial statement, but just hear me out for a second. When I say avoid people that want to stay at mediocrity, it doesn't mean that we aren't kind to them. It doesn't mean that we don't regard them as human beings and treat them with respect and dignity. But what it means is we limit the amount of time that we spend with people that are chronic complainers, that we spend with people that are victims of circumstance, that we spend with people who don't see a growth mindset as part of their future. The reason being, you become who you spend the most time with. And unfortunately, one of the key components to people staying stuck is staying in relationship with people that aren't growing. If you don't have at least 2 or 3 people in your life that are expanding into something, you are going to make it nearly, although not always, but nearly impossible for you to reach your own goals, because if you don't have the meta model, the model of what it looks like to grow, to push beyond comfort zones, to learn new things, to be determined, to use your time wisely, to discipline your thoughts and your actions, then where are you going to learn it? And so, where you spend your time and who you spend your time with is a valuable component to making changes in your own life in every area, relationally, spiritually, financially, professionally. All of it is interlinked, at least partially, to where and how you spend your time. The next is you value yourself appropriately. Now, this again is a challenging, and this is the last one for this particular audio, but this is a challenging thing because low self esteem says, I'm not worth it. Narcissism and ego says, I'm worth more than everybody else. And proper value of self is, I have unique worth that I know the value of. I'm not going to let other people talk me out of it. I know I have ways to grow. I know I have things that I need to expand on, things I need to learn. I also know that I have weaknesses that I accept that aren't going to change. Like, for example, I am not, by any means of anything, an organizational person. People around me and my team realize that if they're not there to organize for me, things are going to fall apart. I'm okay with that because I've spent many years trying to learn to be more organized, and you know what? It doesn't work for me. I accept that that is a weakness that I need to farm out. And people that are determined to grow are willing to try to learn new skills, but also willing to admit, hey, this is a skill that I'm not going to be passionate about. This is something that doesn't really matter that much to me. So rather than complain about it, rather than force myself to be someone I'm not, I'm going to farm this out. I'm going to pay someone to do it. I'm going to barter with somebody to do it if I don't have the ability to pay them. And I'm going to get it done in a way that's creative and unique. So in the end, that's valuable, and hopefully this audio has been valuable to you. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.